The focus of the trilogy essentially deals with something as awesome and as unprecedented in certainly our history and certainly the history of the globe as the death of nature. What this trilogy is trying to show is that nature itself is dead in its relation to us as the host of life. Now, when I say that we have environmental devastation, I believe that those things that are destroying the environment can be taken care of by high technology, but it would do nothing to eliminate the death of nature as the host of life, and its replacement with the new host of life, which is the technological milieu, the technological order. Now, I realize in saying this to you, to the audience that's watching us tonight, that I might sound like I've taken leave of my senses. I think the concept is so foreign to the way we perceive the world that we have almost no terms in which to grasp this. When I talk about the death of nature and its replacement with the new host of life, that which we live our life on now as the technological milieu, I want to give it some characteristics. It's characterized by being artificial. It's not part of nature per se. It's artifice that we create. Look at any big city as an example. It's characterized by being autonomous in nature, irrespective of our ideas, of our concepts, of our values, and of the workings of the state itself, the nation itself. It has an autonomous nature. It's what Mary Shelley was talking about in her book Frankenstein, not Hollywood's version. In being autonomous, it also acts like nature. It's a closed circuit. It has a complete universe unto itself, and which does not omit of human intervention. So it's a closed system like nature. It replicates nature. It's an artifice of nature. It's also causal, but it's not causal in response to ends. It's the triumph of means over ends. In that sense, it's self-deterministic. It has its own determinism wrapped in. And finally, it's so comprehensive and so total that we have no perspective, usually, from which to judge it. So nothing can be viewed in isolation. We can't take care of the environmental problem and assume that everything is going to be fine, as many environmentalists would think. Or we can't take it the population problem, or the problem of adverse relation between the sexes, or drug abuse, or war. All of these things are mutually implicated in the technological milieu that we call life today. This is the crisis.
What do we do?
Well, the first thing is to become aware that we no longer live with nature. We live above nature. Our view of nature is to consume nature, is to eat nature. Nature is raw material. To go back to the Indians have an insight, a wisdom, a metaphysics that is much wiser than ours. They know that the earth itself is a living entity. They know that the earth has a life cycle that is delicate and must be protected. They also know of the danger and the ravaging of the earth against human beings, but they know that there must be some delicate balance, respect between these entities. Our problem is that with technology, we've developed an infinite tool that works in a very finite world. That's we have a term for that. It's called progress and development. That's our new religion. And it's that we must be aware of, I feel. The second is the process of revisioning. Before there can be activity, there must be a motivating vision. Religion has played that role for human beings. I'm suggesting that the vision that we need for our day is one that is not anthropomorphized, one that doesn't put the human being, man more particularly, as the center of the universe. Our Bible tells us this, our Quran tells us this, our religion tells us this. This is something we have to question. Our faiths unquestioned can become our prisons. We have to, in effect, create a new vision that sees that not only is human being a principal life form upon this host, but the planet itself is a life form, and that all of the species are a life form. In that triadic, in that three-form relationship of respect for life, we can develop a new vision of life. I could go on. We could decentralize the mechanisms of the nation state, but this is a longer conversation.